horrid. I don't know about this, but we'll see. Hello. I'm streaming from streaming from my Mac. So I don't know how good the quality is going to be. You guys can let me know if it sounds and looks bad or good or neither. Because if it looks bad, I'll just go to my phone again. It's fine. Audio quality is good because it's coming from my Mac microphone, which I don't even know where that is on here. Quality is pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna get some more light on my face here in a minute. It's good to me. Cool. I'll play some music and then, yeah, just kind of getting set up here. The microphone's in the corner of the screen and the keyboard. Okay. Cool. Well, W audio, awesome. Thank you guys. I'm gonna get some more light on my face real quick. Greetings. Just getting set up here. So one sec. I also figured it might be better to go live on my Mac. That way you can get the full picture, because if you've been in any of my other lives before, it's always been vertical with my phone. So I'm thinking people might like this more. I'm going to post on my Insta story to have people come watch. And then always wondered how to pronounce your name. It's pronounced Tuka. What happens if I do this? Okay. Hello there. Okay. Once some more people join, I'll kind of pick things up, but I'm going to play some music. Where did the name Tuka come from? It came from, I put my 4 favorite letters together, and I needed an Xbox gamer tag back in Call of Duty trickshotting days, TUQNA. And the H had to be added in the middle because TUQA was already taken. Yeah, everyone, it's always Tuka, Tukwa, Tukwa, or something else. It's never the one that I want it to be. One second. Okay. We got some music.
I have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
Why do you think the original trilogy is boring? I understand everyone has their own opinion, and I think Star Wars is the most divided fandom, especially opinions wise. So where I stand on the originals is that they're pretty bad. Like, I genuinely would not want to willingly rewatch the first 2, 4 or 5. I think 4 or 5 are almost as bad as The Last Jedi. And I know a majority of people think Empire is the best movie, but to me, it's terrible. I think they're boring because I hate to be that person that says visual effects, but I am going to pull the visual effects card. For me, it matters. Some other people, it doesn't. I think the visual effects are bad. I know it was made a long time ago. I'm aware. The visual effects, the sound effects, everything screams old and boring. I don't like Han and Leia's relationship. It just screams toxic. They have a very, very great toxic relationship, and I don't know why people admire it so much. I don't know. There's just nothing good about the originals. I don't like it. I genuinely find myself rewatching the sequels more than I do the originals. Your scavenger hilt seems to have a force lightning feature and mine doesn't. Well, that's because the lightning block feature was supposed to come back. That's what Imperial Workshop said, but it never came back. They took it out a long time ago because that was the Eco Neopixel, which is damn near the same thing as a Xenopixel, but it's apparently a little bit different. So it no longer has lightning block. I have an old, very first run of Imperial Workshop Scavenger Hilts, so I have a brand new one with lightning block, but I gave it to my dad and it sits on a wall, so yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't have lightning block. But keep your hopes up in the future. Like, it's supposed to come back, and it should. So, ESB gang. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kimberly. I know that probably hurts to hear that I don't like Empire, but I mean, I don't like dislike it. Okay. I don't dislike it, but I don't like it. Like, it's not like, yeah, I'm gonna watch Empire Strikes Back today. Like, you know, so to each their own. I get it. Like, but that's why actually the reason that I did the Empire Strikes Back Graflex, I had an option between A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and The Force Awakens for that version of the Graflex, the video I just posted. If you guys have watched that, you know what I'm talking about. But I actually chose Empire, even though I didn't want to. I did it for you guys because I figured most people want to see Empire. So I did it for you guys mostly. I wanted the Force Awakens flex, but I did Empire because one, I like the way it looks, and figured you guys would like it more. So I'm probably not going to be playing my guitar, unfortunately. So I'm sorry, but should I get an Imperial Workshop saber? Definitely, absolutely. What's your opinion on the whole Rey Skywalker saga? My opinion has fluctuated a lot with Rey and the Skywalker name. I like the sequels for what they are. Same with the originals. Like, I like them for what they are. I don't really like to complain about certain things unless people ask me, like, what's your opinion on this movie? And then I'll just say it. But I don't want to go and nitpick the sequels for just reasons to nitpick it. Like, they're good movies, I think, for what they are. Same with the originals. So my opinion on the Skywalker saga is, like, I personally like the sequels a bit more than most people do. So I kind of like it. And I also don't think her taking the name is as big as a deal as people make it out to be, man. Like, it's just a name. But I personally like the stuff where, okay, yes, the Mommy Trillo video was funny. I understand. Please stop spamming that. No one wants to read it again. Yeah. Is Lord Farquaad a Sith? I think so. Speaking of Rey, her theme song is playing. I always pick to watch the sequels over the other films. I like the movies. Yeah, I find myself rewatching the sequels more than anything, even the prequels, which I watch the prequels a lot because they're my favorite, but I find myself rewatching the sequels just because of the visual effects. What's the best saber for $100? For $100, you're probably not going to get a lot. She is a Palpa Walker. Someone asked a question. If your Imperial Workshop saber is saying SD card error whenever I try and turn it on, you need to check your SD card. Make sure it's put in all the way and it hasn't come loose. If it says SD card error, have you messed with the SD card? If not, just kind of push it in and make sure it's fully in there. Other than that, I'm not for sure. You need to talk to Imperial. Ahsoka deserves the Skywalker name? I don't think so, man. I don't think she does. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's about deserving it. I just don't think it's right. I think Rey, of anyone, was most deserving of it, really. Oh, but how could you say that? Because Ahsoka was Anakin's Padawan and also met Luke and knows that he's his son. I don't know. I just think Ahsoka is not like she's family without having the name. I feel like she's done enough for the Skywalker family. I mean, what about Obi-Wan? Isn't he deserving of it? Bro trained Anakin, tried to save him, watched over Luke his entire life and Leia. I think if anyone's deserving of it, it's Kenobi, but I think it just doesn't fit. Like, it's not necessary. Yeah, I think what you said, I don't think anyone deserves the Skywalker name per se. I just think Rey earned it after what she dealt with. I think that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Whether you like it or not, Rey is a big part of the Skywalker family. You don't have to like her, but you have to understand after what she went through, she does deserve it, I think. And there's obviously more that she experiences off screen than what we're seeing too. You know, like, yeah, the movies are bad and we wanted to see her train more, train harder, or whatever the case is that you feel like, but she still went through a lot on screen and off screen. Ahsoka X Lux? Oh god, no. I hated Lux. I hated him. My opinion on the Ahsoka series is very, very positive. Very positive. It's so good. I saw some people complaining about it, but that's just it. Like, no one's really. I expect 0 people to have the same opinion as me when it comes to Star Wars. And I think most people should think that way too, so they don't get so butthurt and disappointed. Expect that no one likes what you like. Because I find myself liking, I feel like most of the stuff that I like and prefer when it comes to Star Wars is like what most people don't like. And that's why, like, I get not nervous, but like I get hesitant to share even my opinions on what movies I like because people get so upset. And I know that my opinion, especially, like I just said it earlier, I don't like 4 or 5. That right there alone, like, is gonna really make people mad because they're like, why don't you like it? It's my favorite. Because it sucks.
I see the Padawan needs one last lesson.
I wish Starkiller was canon. I know a lot of people do, but I do not. I don't think that would, like, it just, no. I'm also not a big Starkiller fan, like, at all. I could care less if he ever existed in Star Wars or not. Are you excited for the Rey movie? I am very excited, and I'm hoping that what's going to happen with Rey, I'm assuming she's going to get maybe another trilogy, or they're just going to do one. I don't see how one would suffice, because if they're going in the direction that I think a lot of people think they're going to take it, I don't think one movie is going to be it. Like, they have to do more. So I'm hoping for a trilogy. Yeah. I think it would be fitting. And I think it reminds me of like a Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. What they're going to do with Rey, hopefully, is I was never a big fan of Tom Holland's 3 movies, except for the last one, which was what? No Way Home. But of course, we all know why everyone liked that. But point is, I was never a big fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, as in, like, he wasn't my favorite. And I think that the ones that he's going to do coming up, because I think he's still doing them. So if he does his next trilogy, it will make the other ones in the past better for me as someone who wasn't the biggest fan of it. And I'm hoping that if they do the movies right with Rey, the new ones, that it will increase her favoritism and people will go back and appreciate the sequels a little bit more, because they won't just be shitty stories on their own that don't make sense. There'll be less shitty stories connected to these, which make a little bit more sense. So I'm hoping that it will bring more favoritism to the sequels. I also think, Starkiller is just too OP. Like, I think the OP powers lie with Anakin, and I think everyone would want it to stay that way. Why would we want someone in the Star Wars canon universe to come in and be more powerful than Anakin? He's the chosen one. I have no idea if Starkiller is more powerful or not, but I thought he was. So if that's the case, I don't. Why would you want him in the canon's timeline? I don't think it would be good. So my newest saber is the Graflex. I have not gotten anything since then. Saving up for the Vulcan. Is it a good saber for the price? Yes. The Vulcan was the first saber trio I held. I've held 2 of them, and they're really good. I don't want it personally. That's just because I like the Senza and the Reaver more, but I would buy the Vulcan, yes. I think the Vulcan is one of the best saber trios when it comes to acid etching. Opinion on Ezra. I like his first saber. I didn't like it at first, but I do like it now. It's grown on me. I do like his second one a whole lot more. It is cool seeing a yellow saber in live action. I agree. Actually, Rey is the chosen one. Are all Imperial Workshop sabers dual worthy? Yes. It's not really about the saber. I mean, it is, but the blades, all the blades they ship out are heavy grade blades. So, which is why they're kind of heavier to swing. I would not duel with the thin neck one that they have, but you can. You certainly can. I just wouldn't duel with a thin neck. Camera recommendations. I'm not the best person for camera recommendations, but I can tell you my experience and what I've used, in that I've now used a Canon and Sony. I use Sony for my videos and Canon for my pictures. And I can say that I really like the camera body I have, which is a Canon Rebel T7i, and I just slapped a nice lens on it. It's kind of what I want to do with the Sony body next. Is I'm pretty sure that this lens is removable, I thought. But I'm thinking about upgrading my camera soon and getting a better lens, because the lens is the part that's really going to make the difference. Maul does deserve an Underworld era movie. Have you ever broken a saber dueling with it? No. I only duel with NeoPixels, and I've never broken one. And then, like, I think it's crazy. I get a lot of comments saying, "Don't duel with the Neo, you can break it." Or a lot of people who have dueled with it and it did break, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I threw mine on concrete, sand, grass, dirt, gravel. I've dueled with them, hit them against trees, thrown them on the ground deliberately. I've never broken one. I don't know how people are breaking NeoPixels so easily. Beats me. I don't know what you guys are doing to them, but is Kyber Saber's Xenopixel Illuminati legit, and can you duel? Yes, it is legit, and you can duel with it. Because again, most of these companies that you guys are going to ask about sell the exact same blades. Exact same. So, yes. I do have the Youngling Slayer 9000. I have 2 of them. Can the video camera take pictures? It can. I've taken some pictures with this, and it's not half bad. I won't lie. Especially because I feel like it's not always about the gear; it's about the user. But yeah, I've taken some photos with this, and it came out pretty good. I was impressed with it. The most accurate saber Gabriel is from 7 Chambers. The number 7 and Chambers. They have the most accurate Luke and the most accurate Anakin. But it is pricey and it will take some time to get to you. If you really want it, just be patient because it's going to take a minute. And it's going to be empty. Then you have to send it off to get it installed. But it's the most accurate one. Have you tried Kyber Saber's Ilmenite? Yes. I've held it and used it myself. I don't own it, but I have held it and used it. Actually, let me look and see if I'm thinking of the right one. I know I've used it because I had a friend who let me use it. So. Oh, okay, this one, yeah, I've used it. It's really good. It's pretty much the same as the scavenger from Imperial Workshop. The button's blue and the top of it's a little bit different. Are the sabers that you get able to duel? Yes, most of my sabers I am able to duel with. Again, it's not really about the hilt. The hilt is a little bit of a concern, but it's mainly the blade that you have to consider. Like I'll show you a saber that I would not duel with, regardless of the blade. Let's see here. So I have my Ray. I would never duel with this just because it's such a shelf queen, and the screws up here that make this open and close would certainly fall out, and it would probably just like ruin this hilt because it's so fragile. Regardless of me putting in a nice heavy grade blade, I would never duel with this. I probably wouldn't duel with my Leia because it's a thin neck, and it would just, yeah, I care too much for this one. How did it feel activating your saber in sync with everyone at Disneyland? It does feel pretty cool, especially because, like, not to sound like an asshole, but I mean, there are a lot of NeoPixels at Disneyland. If you've gone, especially on Star Wars Night, you'll understand that you're not the only one with a NeoPixel walking around. But you do feel a little bit cooler if you're standing next to people who have a Disney one, and you just like light up your NeoPixel, and they're like, "Whoa, damn, that's bright!" Like, because I've been to Disneyland quite a few times, and I've been to 2 Star Wars nights, or I've been to 6 Star Wars nights, or 5. But either way, NeoPixels are still very common, and you're like, okay, I'm not the only one here with one. But regardless, with all those NeoPixels around, with the lights of the park going on, and all this, a NeoPixel at night there is still so bright. Like, I've literally blinded myself, and then so you get other people, when you like flick ignited or something, people are like turning their heads, looking back. People are having reactions. It's fun. It's so great. If you've gone to Disney with a NeoPixel, and like, you've probably gotten the reactions that I've gotten, which is like kids flipping out, people are going, "Oh, damn!" I'm like, it's funny, very funny. Hold on. Some of my comments are kind of mixing up. I'm trying to get to these guys. Best saber shop for shipping in Texas. I don't know. I mean, pretty much any of them. Like, you can pick any of them, because if you're in the U.S., you get favor. The U.S. has every single store. Like, Imperial Workshop is only U.S. Opinion on, or familiar with Damien Sabers? What's your opinion? Damien Sabers is very trustworthy. They are kind of the owners of LGT, or one of them. I believe. Someone can correct me, but Damien is an owner in LGT and TXQ of some sort. Does the Kyber Saber's Luke come with a Luke font? Yes, it does. And this is a thing that this question kind of leads into me complaining, but not really. I've seen some people advertise sabers with fonts that don't come on them, and I'm like, I don't know. But your question is good. Yes, it does come with a Luke font. That's the one thing is like, if I'm reviewing a saber and it doesn't come with that character sound font, I'm lucky because I have people who have shown me how to add fonts. But it can be very difficult standing on the outside of that without that help. So it's like, damn, you order a saber, a few $100s, it doesn't even come with the person's sound font. Kind of sucks. There's only a few of them like that do. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, who has that happened for? Like the Grand Inquisitor. So if you saw my review on the Grand Inquisitor, excuse me, I showed off some fonts, but it doesn't come with the Grand Inquisitor font. I have not seen. I've ordered a lot of Neos. I don't think I've ever had one come with the Grand Inquisitor font. Actually, no, that's not true. There's a Grand Hunter font on Xenos. Regardless, I'm getting into something else. I need to shut up.
In my life, as I am right now.
Opinion on Sabine and Ezra. If you just mean as like friends, or do you mean as something more? I don't think they would be something more. But I love them. I love them. I really, really enjoyed Ezra in live action more than I thought I would.
So much. I just hope it won't be too much longer till I'm able to be with you.
Okay, what is this, dude? Shut up. Pikachu is sleeping in the background. Could you do a review on the white and gold saber that we saw last stream? Are you talking about the Imperial Frost from CC Sabers? Because I actually, white and gold. Yeah, that's the one you're talking about. I lended that out to a friend, so it's not here with me. But, yeah, I'm going to do a review on it short-wise. Like, I don't think I'm going to do a whole YouTube video over it, but I will do a YouTube short and stuff. Imperial or Saber Trio? Saber Trio for sure. What's my biggest discount code? I believe my biggest discount code is Kyber Sabers. It gives you 25 off. I bought the Ally Sabers that you made a TikTok on, the Nexus. Yes, I do recommend it. Everything in like that part in the video where you saw me drop it, like that wasn't an exaggeration. I was dropping my saber just more that night than I ever did. So it kind of worked out for the video. But I dropped it probably 10, 15 times and it worked perfectly. It's a great saber. I will say though, one thing I didn't like was I was spinning it for probably 15, 20 minutes. And you won't have this, you won't even notice it, but I was spinning it, and then when I was done, my hand hurt a bit because the metal will kind of scratch your hand. You don't really need to worry about it, but I'm just telling you, like, if you spin with it for maybe 15, 20 minutes, you might notice your hand is going to hurt a bit because it'll kind of scratch it. But just holding it and moving it around your hand, like, it's not painful. But you might notice that too. It's a great saber, though. I was going to point out the fact that your hair looks great. Thanks. Makes me feel better. I wish this thing wouldn't push the comments when I'm trying to read it. What sabers connect to the scavenger? Anything from Imperial, like most of them will connect. The Atlas, the Vega, most of them will connect to the scavenger. I've never had a saber. Is it as heavy as they say? Yes and no. It can kind of depend on the hilt. Like if you have a Cal Kestis hilt, Cal Kestis is one of the longest hilts in my collection. Plus, if you slap a 36 heavy grade blade on it, that shit is gonna be heavy, bro. Even for me, and I spin like almost every day. So it just depends on the hilt and the blade. Most of my hilts are very light. Like most of the replica ones, like the hilt itself is really light. It's until you put that blade in where you're like, oh, I'm gonna hold the, like for example, Luke's right here. Like most people when they get this without the blade in, they're gonna hold it like right here or something. And you're like, wow, this is really comfortable. I can. But when you put a blade in, your hand's gonna shift to going all the way up here. I promise you. Unless you really want to sit here and do this with the blade in, but I doubt it. Your hand's gonna naturally go up higher. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the Ahsoka show? I personally loved it. Best Star Wars in a while. Yeah, I loved it. It felt like old Star Wars, I guess, which I don't really like to use that term like old and new because it's all great to me, but it did feel like old Star Wars, like the colors and the sabers look good. That's something like I personally nitpick a lot in these series is how good the sabers are because I find that like in the Ahsoka show, they looked phenomenal. They looked how I wanted them to look like. And I felt like in Kenobi, there were certain moments when the sabers didn't look good to me. The way that they were edited, not the entire time, just certain moments. And then like what was the other one? In Mando season 2 when Luke comes back. I love that scene, but I felt like his saber wasn't vibrant enough. But anyway, my thoughts on the Ahsoka series was really good. I loved it. I have nothing to complain about. I don't really like to nitpick again, like I said, but there was nothing in there I really didn't like. It was all great. Exactly how I am with my Luke. Yeah. See, I figured. Would you ever shout out a new creator? I mean, I suppose so, but I don't do shout outs and I think they're stupid. Like, truthfully, I don't like, why would you just ask, like, let's say someone asked me for a shout out, like, okay, like, I could be a nice person and just do it, but I don't think I'm not a nice person if I don't. And also, when I was trying to create content for 7-8 years and no one gave a singular shit, and I didn't have a single video break 1,000 views, I never once asked someone for a shout out because I would never want someone to ask me because it's stupid. Like, I'm just gonna ask some random person that owes me nothing to do me a favor, and like, why? I don't know. I don't have a very good opinion on shout outs. I think it's one of the stupidest things ever, truthfully. Because I'm not trying to be mean and just say no. Like, no. But no. No, thank you. I'm not going to do it because if you want exposure, then just work for it. Like I did. What's your dream lightsaber? I kind of have most of my dream lightsabers, but I would say one is the Sovereign from Vader's Vault. It's one that's been on my list for a long time. and I do plan on maybe getting it. I don't know. I've used three. I've used three different sovereigns, I think, and they're all phenomenal. Opinion on Cal Kestis? Positive. I love Cal Kestis, and I'm anticipating the day that he is live action. If you get the Sovereign, would you post a review? The Sovereign, as in what? Are you talking about Luke's lightsaber's hilt? Because I definitely would. What's your favorite color on a lightsaber? Ooh, tough. Probably orange or green. Cal Saber is by far my favorite. So glad Avery was willing to sell me this one. You talking about Avery Castillo? You get a Cal Kestis from him, bro? He has some of the best cows out there. He has like all of them. He has the Fallen, the Ogdo Killer. The best Cal Kestis lightsaber? Personally for me, a lot of people will say the Ogdo Killer, but I don't dislike the Ogdo Killer. I don't prefer it. It's said that it's the most accurate Fallen Order one, but I think it comes down to taste. So I would say the Ogdo Killer for Fallen Order. They don't have a Survivor one yet, but Saber Bay has a fantastic Cal Kestis hilt, and you can even get it with the cross guards on the side. So if you want to get, I think the only place that you can get a Kestis with the cross guard that's good is Saber Bay. I really want Saber Bay's Kestis, and I might do it at some point. I don't know. I don't know of anyone else that's made a cross guard Survivor besides Saber Bay, but I really like the Fallen series as well for the Kestis. Like the Fallen V2 is what I have, and the Fallen V4. I think I just really like the Fallens, to be honest. But yo, Carter's in here. Hello, Carter. Yeah, the Sovereign is so comfortable. My friend Jacob has one, and it's powder coated, and it's got, I don't know what he did to it, but it feels probably better than any saber I have in the hand. It's so great. They're very light. How's the Reaver saber? It's great. I love my Reaver. It's right here next to me. It's gotten a little dings on it now, but it's right here. You can see where is it? So there's a marker right here. It's kind of faint, and then up here, I dropped it on pavement. You can see it going all the way up to the top, and then it's down below somewhere. But yo. Can you show Sidious's lightsaber? Sure. I don't have a super great Sidious, but I don't really care because I don't want to spend money on his anyway. But here it is. I know that the coloring is wrong down here. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a more of a brownish color, I think, but it's good. Not my cup of tea for a saber, but I know a lot of people like it. It is ugly. That's why I'm good with this. When it comes to like LGT or TXQ hilts, which to be honest, like TXQ hilts like this Luke over here are coming a long way. But I don't care to upgrade to like SP Sabers has a really cool Palpatine that I think is fairly nice. But I would never go and spend my money on a saber like this that I don't like. So I just this is good enough. Sidious has the best lightsaber. TXQ has some great stuff. I agree. Like, especially with this Luke right here. It's not perfect by any means, but I was going to buy the 7 Chambers Luke because I really liked that one. But then I ended up getting a few of these TXQ Lukes. I have 3 of these, and I was like, this is honestly pretty good. Like, I'm content with this. So I'm probably not going to buy a Luke with my own money, and I'll just be content with this one. Because I really like this one, to be honest. Do I have Venture Sabers? No. I have a few sets. I have a few sabers left. Like, I'm pretty much done buying sabers. I think there's just a few left that I really want to get, and Ventress is on there. And CC Sabers has a great set that I really like. Solo's Hold has a set of Ventresses, and if you guys go look, they're like $3 grand. I think it's overpriced as hell. Like, I just don't see how they could be $3 grand. I know it's 2 sabers and all, but beats me, man. If you guys go and look at CC Sabers, they have some cool Ventresses I really, really like. I might just buy them empty. I don't know if I'll install those, but I want them. I'm surprised TXU hasn't really made one because, like, I don't know. I was expecting them to make a Ventress. I feel like they could do pretty good on it. Wouldn't be that hard to get that pretty close. They've stepped it up a lot. I have a, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. So, boom, boom, boom. So I've got a lot of Lukes here. So let's move some in the back. Look at all these Lukes, bro. Yo, what's up, Josh? How's it going? So which one is this? This is these are all TXQ Lukes except for one. Man, this one's heavier. I just noticed. Wow. Just noticed that. But this one is actually, did I make a full video on this one? No, I didn't. In my 400K giveaway video, I was giving away this one. It's kind of got the darker gray, I guess, the non-weathered. I like it, and it works with the black buttons, and I think this is the one where the arrows don't light up. So this is my first one. And then I have the same exact one right here, where the arrows are the buttons and they light up this time. It could be vice versa, but one of these, the arrow doesn't light up. So I have 2 of the same. And then this is the same exact one as the 2 I just showed you, but the weathering is different, and the black box is the button, and the arrows do light up. And this one also comes with a removable speaker, which I thought was cool. Which I think this one looks the best. And then lastly, I have this ugly piece of crap. I spent my money on this one. This is from Crimson Dawn. There's nothing wrong with Crimson Dawn. I just don't like the saber. But this is the LGT Luke with no arrows. And it just, like, look at the difference here. Big difference. Now there are 4 of them. You think the ugly piece of crap is the best? See, that's what's great. Like, I genuinely like that you said that, because it's so down to what the user likes. And I've said this a few times. I don't know if anyone here has heard me say this, but if you like the hilt, that's all that matters. Like, you don't need to have the most accurate version or the most high-end version of X person's saber because this place sells the better one. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's why I'm pretty content with this, because there was a Luke that I was going to buy, and it would have been like 3 times, probably like double the price of this, I guess. I don't know, roughly estimating. But I'm content with this. And like you said that you liked this one the most. And that's great because then you have to pay less for the one you like the most. So you're in luck. But I think, hilts and the way that they look is very subjective. Same with the movies. So as long as you like it, don't let anyone tell you that it's not good. Even me or whoever, like, it doesn't matter. That's why, like, I still get sabers and spend my time making reviews on them, whether I like them or not, because my opinion isn't final. Like, some people like Sidious's saber, and I hate it. I never picked this up. But I still made that whole review on it because I know a lot of people like it. So. Oh, wow. You're on the fence about Luke's saber. Can't fully decide if you like it. That's crazy. Like, I think Luke's is my favorite from the original trilogy, like, hands down. I do think that it would be, like, it's a very similar situation with me with the Graflex or whoever's. Like, I don't like it until I own it. I think if you owned it, you would be like, whoa, this is nice. Because this is my favorite thin neck. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Leia's is better. Leia's is pretty nice. But where should I get a good Darth Maul? There's a lot of good Darth Mauls. I actually really like the TXQ version of them right here. So I have this, and then if you look, see where my Maul, right here. There's another Maul on the wall right there. So I'll start with this one. This is the non-weathered, kind of cleaner version of his. This is from Ally Sabers. This is actually the season 7 when he fights Ahsoka. This is the one that on the other end. The other end is Ventress's yellow one, I guess. But so you have this one, and this is the Saber Theory weathered version, which I was also going to buy the 89 Sabers Maul. I really like that version, but this one kind of like sealed it for me. I really like this one. But yeah. I'm supposed to be making a video on these Mauls soon, but you know what sucks? And the reason I've kind of hesitated on making the video is up here you'll see that I dropped it. And I'm mad because, like, you can really see it. Look how bad this is. Look how much I gashed that up. These are brand new. So I've kind of stalled on making the review because I don't want it to show in the video, which sucks. So I don't know what to do. And I don't know if I just continue making the video and people will be okay with that. But yeah, this is why I don't spin before I make reviews. But I was like, it'll be fine. I'm not going to drop it. I'm just going to practice. I dropped it and it dinged them both. So the good part is, though, that I could probably find a place I could probably reach out to TXQ and have them send me it. Just the top. And the good part is, like, because it sticks out more than any of the other saber, this is the only part that was damaged, so the body on both is good. So I could just wait, get a new top, and then make the video. But kind of sucks because I was really excited to make the video on these. So I don't know what to do about that. Thank you, Ben, for the 20. Good to have you here, buddy. Their third super on a live stream, too. That is my good friend Ben right there. How's the Reaver? Was planning to get one myself. The Reaver is fantastic. It's still one of my favorite sabers ever. It's my beater saber now. So, like, I'm really putting Saber Trio's quality to the test when, like, I want a saber that I'm not afraid to drop. This is the one. And so far it has held up. Because I want to push my sabers to see, because I want to put my money where my mouth is. Is that the correct way to say that? So I don't want to tell you guys like Saber Tree has phenomenal quality, and then my reaver breaks in the first time I drop it. Like I've put the saber through hell, and it's still works as good as the day I bought it. My Senza, on the other hand, I will probably baby that saber forever, just because it was a gift from someone, and it means a great deal to me. So I probably won't hurt this one at all. I'm gonna try and keep it as nice as possible. Clean or weathered hilts, it depends on the hilt, but I prefer weathered most of the time. I also have whoops. Got a lot of sabers here. So these, I bet you guys wouldn't be able to tell the difference, but one of these is significantly heavier than the other one, and that is this one right here. This is from Corbanth. I paid $700 for this. Now take a look at this one. The difference you can only tell by holding it. I'm trying to get these both in here. But the difference is slim. You can see a different color variation within the bronze or the brown here. The retention screw holes are a little bit different. Technically, it's more accurate on the TXQ version, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think someone told me that this one was more accurate.
I wonder if your feelings of this.
And then you have the same thing. And this one actually works as a button on my Skinny Flex. This one is not a button. And then the buttons on this one are actually the clamp card. So top, bottom. And then my ignition button is on this, and my second button is up here. But pretty cool. And then I also have the TXQ. Okay, the Senza's got to move, bro. It's in my way. Also, I have the different dark sabers here. On top is my Corbanth, and down here is the TXQ. And you can see here, this is one of my first replicas I really dropped. Look at that. Took a big old chunk out of it. And down here too. So this is my Corbanth one, and I've had a lot of issues with Corbanth sabers, but yeah. So I lost the button over a year ago. The button fell out, and then around it was about 6 months ago. I don't think I ever posted about it, but yeah, I dropped this. If you've seen my video of me spinning a dark saber on a bridge in like a white shirt, I dropped this spinning that. So that kind of sucks. And this is the TXQ one, which actually, funny enough, uses the same button that the Corbanth dark saber came with. So I thought that was really cool when I noticed that. Is Corbanth dark saber the best? Not really. I would say actually the TXQ one is actually more accurate. But I say for best, I would say I actually really like the TXQ is a good contender for being the best in my opinion. I also really like Saberzzzz. They have a phenomenal dark saber. Someone else has one though too, and I can't remember who. But someone came out with a Clone Wars one. Who did it though? It was Jawa's Junkyard, I think. has a Clone Wars one, which looks completely different than the rest. It's like all rectangular and flat. And if you want a Rebels dark saber, go to Kaizen saber. For Mando, I would say the TXQ or Corbanth or Saber Bay. Probably Saber Bay. Do the buttons on the Luke sabers glow? Yeah, so the arrows do light up. They're supposed to blink independently and stuff, but they don't. But they do stay on the whole time, which I think is better than nothing, because that's why I have these two, because I actually have two of the same, and then because one of these the arrows don't light up, and on these two they do. So, which I think you can, yeah, you can get both of these versions still. Bro, my story never uploaded. Are you kidding me? That's aggravating. Leia's or Obi-Wan's? Absolutely Leia's. I'm not a huge Obi-Wan saber fan. I have it right there. That's my only one. Can't believe my story just posted. I copped your Saber Theory collab. Thank you. I don't think it's longer, but we'll see. No. Technically, you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but it is like a centimeter shorter, the dark one. Actually, no, it's the same height. It was just my desk. They're the exact same height. What else should I show off, guys? Revan? I have one Revan. Best place to get Acid Etch, Saber Trio or Vader's Vault, I think. The only Revan I have is kind of the simple version of it, but it's not bad. Again, I'm not a Revan fan. Sorry. I don't dislike him. I'm just not a fan of him, really. But this is good enough for me. I'm happy with this. I would prefer that charge port to be gone, but I will say, though, my first giveaway that I ever did was actually for this saber, but it was from the pack store. And it doesn't really matter if I say this now, it's done and over with, but it was my first giveaway and I didn't know how I should do it. So I bought the saber, sent it to myself. And then I was like, you know what? It's here. I had bought it with the Asteria board as well. I didn't buy it with the Profi. So I bought this one from the pack store in Asteria. It was my first giveaway. I sent it to myself. I actually opened it up and played with it for a bit. And I have a video in my camera roll of me messing around with it. But yeah, the pack store's Revan like this is phenomenal. It's really good. I was actually really surprised. I was like, damn, I would low key keep this if it wasn't giving it away. But I wanted to first off I wanted to play with Revans because I hadn't, and I wanted to play with an Asteria board because I also hadn't. So I just I cleaned it all off. I did a microfiber and cleaned it all off, was very careful with it, put it back in the box and sent it to the winner. But I thought that was kind of a funny story because I kind of just took that dude's gift and played with it. Let's see the Obi-Wan behind me. Sure. This is I don't ever want to sound like ungrateful for my sabers when I'm like, yeah, this is trash or this is ugly. So don't take it as that. I'm just trying to be very judgmental towards the accuracy so you guys know. But this saber is not that great. It is good, but it's not that great in terms of accuracy and stuff. Um, again, I'm not trying to be ungrateful because I'm very grateful to have this saber and it's very nice, but it could be a lot better. Again, when I first got this though, I really liked it, and then I have this in a video. Um, I made an Obi-Wan video a couple months ago, like 4 or 5 months ago, and this one's in it along with the KR Sabers version, which is the Obi-Wan hilt that I want to get. If you think this is beautiful, you should go watch my Obi-Wan video. Skip through it a bit, like towards the end, and you'll see this one, the Desert Wanderer, yes, and then another one. But yeah, this one I'm content with this for now. You know, it looks better in person too. I will say, it's extremely light. It's one of my lightest hilts. It's not bad. I've just never been a big Obi-Wan saber fan. Like I don't dislike it, but I don't know. I think what I don't. This is probably my least favorite thin neck because like I prefer Luke's. You know, I like the way Luke's is a little bit more. And then get out my prized possession here, the other thin neck. Will I be purchasing Modern Warfare 3? Absolutely. Oh, is this that you asked if this was the Desert Wanderer? No, this one isn't. But this one is from Saber Theory. It's the weathered one. It's still on their site. Yes, the Luke Sabers, the Luke weathered buttons do glow. Hey, first stream of mine you've caught. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining. Hopefully it's not too boring. I'm just kind of hanging out. But question, aesthetics-wise, what's your favorite lightsaber? Aesthetics-wise, it would be my Leia. Again, I like the stuff that most people don't like. So I really liked The Rise of Skywalker when I first saw it. And partially because of this saber and Rey's yellow one. But I think this is my favorite aesthetics-wise because you probably can't see from the camera, but there are mother of pearl inlays. You see that like reflective color variation? Real mother of pearl inlays on that, the button, and over here, all across this section. And when you light this up, this whole area here is like, it shines through, which I'm a sucker for shine through on hilts. Did you get that Leia from Corbanth? No, I got it from the pack store. I got the last Leia on the pack store, the last one. I kid you not. I got the last one, and it's been sold out for years since. So I feel very lucky to have that saber, actually. What's y'all's favorite type of soup? Loaded baked potato is fire. Vertical hilt display for your Fallen Order sabers, is that what you said? It's pushing up my comments again. I'm trying to see where I was. I'm thinking of getting the Obi-Wan Saber Theory lightsaber. What do you think of it? It's very good. It's worth getting. If you're thinking about it, I would recommend it. Is the Desert Wanderer made by Elf? I don't know. I believe it's made. It shouldn't be. They might have had a part in it, but I'm not aware if they did or not. I thought it was just KR only, but I do know that Elf helps KR frequently, so they could have had a hand in making that one. I wouldn't be entirely sure though. I saw the thumbnail and saw two Anakin lightsabers. What are the differences between them? You saw a thumbnail. Was it for this live? So if you're talking about these, this is my Corbanth. This is the Saber Theory version. There's like hardly. Oh, I didn't notice that. The only difference is really the color variation in these buttons, the Allen tool hole or whatever, the retention screw hole, and the color on these buttons, and the weight. The Corbinth one is like 10 times heavier. This is actually maybe my lightest hilt. This Saber Theory Anakin. It weighs nothing. Like I can't even tell a hilt is in my hand. I know you probably think I'm exaggerating because like, oh, it's a giant metal flashlight. Of course it's going to weigh something. Bro, this weighs nothing at all. It's nuts. The actress that plays Marin will be in Modern Warfare 3. That's sick. I hope she has a good part in it. Leia's saber cost me 600. Can I do a backflip? I can, but I'm not doing it. It's been years since I've done a backflip. Is Ally Sabers reliable? Yes. Are you going to make a short on the Spotify font soon? Yes. Is the Saber Trio sensor that you have worth? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's worth it. Can you duel with a mid-grade Neo? Not anything heavy, just light dueling. So my main blade that you'll see in almost literally every single one of my videos or pictures, I'm using the same blade most of the time. That's my Vader's Vault 32-inch mid-grade blade, and it is a mid-grade, and I have dueled with it a lot. And I knew I shouldn't have, but I was like, hey, it's the only blade I have with me. I'm just gonna duel with it. I dueled heavy with a mid-grade blade, and I probably got lucky, but it took a long time for it to break. So if I show you my blade, there's a crack at the top of it. So to answer your question, you'll be fine with light dueling, but I wouldn't go too hard. But still, I pushed mine to its limit, and it barely cracked at the top. Like, I still barely even care now. You don't see it when it's lit up, so what do I care? But yeah, you'll be fine. Light dueling with a mid-grade is okay. Just be careful. Have I ever been snowboarding? No, I have not. I've always found certain sabers looked really uncomfortable in the hand. Like for Anakin's, for example, is it more or less comfortable than it looks? That's a good question. It's hard for me to explain and like tell you guys what's better and what's worse because everyone's hand sizes are different. My hands aren't small, but I wouldn't say that they're large, but they're not small. So, one saber that I really hate holding is Star Killers, the one I just did a video over. Anakin's though is I find it to be comfortable. Like, yes, this box down here is kind of sharp. It could cut you if you went fast enough and hard enough, easily. But again, once you have that blade in, you're going to be holding this saber up here or like a little bit down here. So it's not going to be in the way. Anakin's is comfortable. The Graflex, on the other hand, is a little bit less comfortable, but it's fine. Here, this is probably one of the worst sabers to spin with is Obi-Wan's because of the thin neck. Like, you have two divots, and your hand's going to be up here. So you're basically holding on with one finger onto this middle part, and the rest of them are going in that divot, and it's extremely weird. Luke's, on the other hand, has a little bit more space to, well, I don't know, a little bit more. I can still hold on to it up here, I guess, and spin it. Me personally. So yes, there are certain sabers that are more and less comfortable to hold. It also just depends on your hand, I guess, and how you hold the saber. Is Anakin's or Luke's more comfortable? Definitely Anakin's. I don't really like spinning with Luke's. It's just like thin necks for me are not. I love that the way they look, and they're probably my favorite looks-wise, but spinning and dueling-wise, they're my least favorite. That's why I tell people, like, you can duel with a NeoPixel. I have. It's all I duel with. So whatever your experience is, that's your experience. But I would not duel with a thin neck, nor would I really choose to spin with one. They're just uncomfortable to me. Like, I'll tell you one that's fantastic for spinning is this Revan. Anything that looks like this up at the top is going to be good for spinning. Same with the Senza. Great hilt for spinning. Mauls are pretty good because I'm going to call it the choke point. But the choke point on this saber is going to be right up here, and that's perfect. Really perfect. Actually, Mauls was the first replica I ever spun with. Sidious is a good one to spin with. This one's pretty comfortable. Where do you find the balance on the saber to be best for spinning? That's all up for you, and you'll know it as soon as you put the blade in. It won't take you long, because if I hold this saber, or like actually here with the dark saber, this is not the best saber for spinning, but it's better than most. So like naturally, if I hold, it's just like with any hilt, right? If I pick it up and hold it hilt alone, I'm probably gonna have my hand more around here. But as soon as that blade goes in, it's going up here. So you'll find that balance point almost immediately, and you'll just know, like, okay, I have the Luke saber in my hand, I'm gonna hold it here. Have the blade in, it's going up here. That's why, like, I see a lot of people get mad at spinners, like whoever it may be, or a content creator that's like, oh, you're holding it, you're touching the blade, you're holding it up too close to the neck. Okay, you want to come and spin that NeoPixel like that, holding it down below? Because you won't be able to. I mean, you can, but it just wouldn't make sense. You're going to hurt your wrist potentially. You're going to hit yourself with the blade. You're going to spin it way uglier. So naturally, the balance point on your saber with the blade in is somewhere towards the emitter, right? Which is why I never recommend thin necks for spinning or dueling. They're just not good. But like, let's say Luke's lightsabers, like the creator, not the saber, the creator. That dude's 6'8". His hands are probably much bigger than mine. So I'm sure he's like, bro, what? You can't hold a thin neck? Like, I'm sure he's got good coverage with his big hands to hold this much better than I could. So your favorite chipset? I think I just got 2 fake Kyber Sabers account that followed me. Is CFX easier to code than Profi? Yeah, I'd say so. At this point now, I've had a lot of experience, I guess, coding, if you want to say, CFX, and Profi. And there are parts that I enjoy on each more than the other, but CFX is easier, yes. Yeah. The best saber brand to buy from? See, that's hard question to answer, but if I had to pick one, I guess I would say Saber Trio or Vader's Vault, or yeah. Saber Trio sends a discount code. I don't have a code with Saber Trio. Nobody does. Saber Trio isn't sponsoring anyone. I've asked them, and they told me no. But see, that's the thing, is like, they don't need really any sponsors. They know that I'm going to show it off regardless. So, because they know their stuff's that good. Thoughts on Darth Nihilus' saber? I don't like it. I don't like it. Xeno or Profi? I prefer Profi. I will say Xenos are really good for spinning, though. One second. I'll be right back.
Come out to see if I'm going to bed. Yeah, about 10:30. I was watching that game then.
Oh, he left. Chair stream. Who's the best YouTube channel to look at for CFX coding? Ooh. Oh, how did I even have to think about that? Crystal Focus. So if you type in, let me see if it comes up. Yeah, so if you type in Crystal Focus on YouTube, he has 1.17K subscribers, Crystal Focus Net. He's the creator of CFX pretty much, and how it works at least. But he's the one pretty much running CFX, because CFX is a closed source board, which means it's closed source. No one but this one dude is accessing it, changing it, updating it, whatever. CFX is closed source, and if you type in Crystal Focus on YouTube, you'll find his channel. Profi is open source, which is why Profi is ahead, pretty much, because there's a ton of people adding to it all the time, customizing it, changing it, stuff like that. I'm going to be making a video. I have so many videos I need to make, but I will have a short going up, at least explaining a few differences between the boards and what I like and dislike about each. Where did I get the Anakin Child Killer font? That is from K Sith. It is called Chosen, or The Chosen, something like that. Chosen Hero. It should be a pack, and it'll come with a couple Anakin ones. Yeah, the graphics feature at CFX is really good, and it's kind of one of its strong points, I think. I actually don't know how. Like, I tried installing a graphics myself, and I didn't successfully do it. So I'm still learning a little bit on CFX. But I figured out, or not figured out, I had Jacob helping me, but I do have a few things on CFX that I know how to do. But graphics I'm still working on. Thanks for hanging out, Shockwave. I have the same Pikachu pillow. It's very nice. Making your own graphics packages, that's pretty nice. That's awesome. Planning on buying the 155 off Imperial, how would you rate it? Perfect. Literally so good. It's sitting this way in my room. You ready for K-Sith Ahsoka show fonts? I didn't know he was making them. I saw Kyberphonics, of course, and I'm thinking about doing another font video on here, and I'm probably going to do it over the Ahsoka series ones, because there's a lot of good ones on there. Should I get a Xenopixel or Golden Harvest? I think GH, you mean Golden Harvest? I would get a Xenopixel over Golden Harvest, but get a Balin Saber. Saber Theory is supposed to be sending me a Balin, but I haven't heard anything yet, so we'll see.
That's why rooming without Hatham is the worst.
I should be getting one, and I should also be getting Shin's because Shin is hot, and I really want hers. I'm thinking about buying Korban's Shin. I don't think I want the TXQ one because I don't know. The TXQ one looks like just as good as the Korbanth one, but I need to make sure because I really like Shin is one that I care about. Like Balin's, I don't care. I want it, but I'm not going to spend money on it type of thing. Same with Sidious. But if I like a Saber and I like the character, I'll spend money on it to get the better version of the hilt. And for Shin's, I really want a good one. I want a really, really good one of hers. But I think the TXQ one is just as good as the Korbanth one almost. So kind of deciding on which one of those I want. Shin is hot. Shin hottie. Oh my god. Yeah, Balin is really good. Shin baddie. Shin or Padme? Padme. Padme. I love the Ahsoka series, or should we call it the Shin series? That's all I was looking at. Padme or Ahsoka? Well, Padme for sure. I'm not into Ahsoka like that. Should probably be ending the stream soon, though. I got to go. Alrighty. See ya, Vader. Obi-Wan Kenobi or Obi-Wan Kenobi? I'm going to go with Ben. Should you get Anakin's or Luke's? That's tough. I would go with Luke's. I prefer his more. What's more comfortable? Ooh, Vader's or Anakin's? I'll tell you what. That's actually the one I was trying to think of earlier. If you guys were here when I said like some sabers will hurt my hand after spinning, Vader's is actually the one that cut my hand. So like in my Saber Theory video that I did on here, the YouTube video, it's actually the first video where I spun in it, like long format wise, not a short. So out of my long Saber reviews on here, Vader's was the first one where I spun in it outside. And I remember like I had a couple of cuts on my hand afterwards and I hated it. And Vader's is just naturally really uncomfortable to hold, in my opinion. Now I've only held the LGT version of Vader's, and I think that they've updated it since then, and there's better versions. But I don't think it's going to be much better in terms of spinning and comfortability wise. So Anakin's is by a landslide way more comfortable than Vader's. So the sabers that have hurt my most while spinning is Star Killers, the one that I just did a video over, and Vader's. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah. Those are the only ones I've experienced actual pain with. Padawan Outpost, good to buy. Yes, very, very reliable. Padawan Outpost has like family relations to KR Sabers. Of what kind, I'm not sure. I believe they're cousins. But Padawan Outpost has some KR stuff. They have Dennis Lukanov, whatever, however you say his name. Like, there's some good selection on Padawan Outpost. All right, bro. Chill with the spam, please. I think Darth Vader's episode 6 saber is pretty underrated. Nice. What saber have you done the most damage to? Probably my Imperial Workshop Scavenger. I've beaten that up like I have literally destroyed that saber and it still stands. The best saber from Imperial Workshop? I like the Dauntless from Imperial Workshop the most, just looks wise. I think the Scavenger is their best spinning hilt, but I like the Dauntless more. And I just got the Dauntless recently. Is Starkiller Crystal Chamber good for spinning? Not the best, but it can be done. It's definitely not the worst. It's a lighter hilt, the one I have, the OGT version. It's a fairly good one to spin with. Is Ally Sabers legit? Yes. Alright guys, I think I'm going to be ending this. It was fun. Hope everyone got some knowledge. Favorite and least favorite show so far. Least favorite is Boba Fett. Well, actually Andor, I guess, because I'll be honest, I'm not planning on watching that. I have not watched it and I don't plan to. So I guess Andor. And my favorite is Ahsoka for sure. Thank you guys for joining. It's been fun. I'll do another one. I'm trying to go live at least twice a month. At least. So hopefully we'll do more. Maybe one a week. Good blade length to get. 32 inches is my favorite. But that's it. I'm ending it.